After the discovery of an electron, scientists they pass the electron beam through magnetic field. So, in this lesson I will be explaining about the motion of an electron beam inside the magnetic field. Okay. So, if E be the charge of an electron, V be the velocity of an electron, F be the Lorentz force that is experienced by the moving electron, and B be the magnetic field. So, let me explain you from the Fleming's left hand rule. So, normally we represent the thumb by force, then field and charge or current. So, if I just put like this way, so the force experienced by the electron, it will be inward, that will be Lorentz force. So, magnetic field is moving downward, and this is the motion of an electron. So, when the electron move inside the magnetic field, at every position due to presence of the magnetic field, it experiences the force. So, due to which it moves in a circular path. So, this is one elevation. Again, I have also drawn figure for another elevation. Again, let me just show you. If this is the magnetic field. So, in this condition magnetic field it is moving inward, and this is the force experienced by the electron, and its velocity is moving downward. So, when the electron moves inside the magnetic field, it moves in a circular path. So, we can see this is the arc formed by the circle. Okay, now just let me explain mathematically that how the electron beam moves inside the magnetic field. So, if E be the charge of an electron, V be the velocity, F be Lorentz force, and B be the magnetic field. So, according to Lorentz force, so F it is given by Q B into V. So, this will be vector quantity. So, we will represent by arrowhead now, or F equals to Q B V sin theta. So, since force, velocity and magnetic field they are perpendicular to each other, theta will be 90 degree. So, F equals to Q B V sin 90 degree, as we know that sin 90 degree will be equals to 1. So, or F equals to Q B V. Let me just write this as equation 1. So, when an electron moves inside the magnetic field, its direction, only its direction will change, but its magnitude will not change. I mean to say that the velocity, that electron, it does not get accelerated or it gets retarded. So, the direction of velocity changes at every position, but its magnitude remains constant. So, due to the Lorentz force, the electron it moves in a circular path. So, that is equivalent to centripetal force. So, again we can write F C will be equals to m v square by r. So, this is mass of an electron, velocity of an electron that is moving inside the magnetic field, and r be the radius with which it is moving. Now, if I solve these two equations, let me just write solving equation 1 and 2, or just we can write equating equation 1 and 2, we will get Q B V equals to m v square by r. So, velocity gets cancelled, r equals to m v by Q B. Okay, so, from this equation we can calculate the radius of an electron with which it is moving into a circular path. Further, if I write that we know, we have studied this in class 11 in circular motion, that velocity v will be equals to omega r. Velocity v will be equals to omega r. Now, if I replace this velocity by omega r, so our new equation will be v equals to r equals to m v by Q B, or r equals to m omega r divided by q b is again r gets cancelled. So q b will be equals to m omega. Also we can replace omega by 2 pi f. So from this equation we can calculate frequency, like in 1 second how many times it is moving into in a circular path in a magnetic field. So if we can calculate the frequency, also we can calculate the time period, or that means time taken for one circular path for electron inside the magnetic field. The Lorentz force experienced by the electron, it is written as q v cross b, where F it is a Lorentz force, q be the charge of an electron, v it is the velocity of an electron inside the magnetic field, and b be the magnetic field. Now force and velocity, magnetic field and force, they are mutually perpendicular with each other. So F will be equals to q v b sin theta. So since they are mutually perpendicular, magnetic field and velocity, so we write theta as 90 degree, or so F will be equals to q v b sin 90 degree. So sin 90 degree will be equals to 1. So F equals to q v b. This is our first equation. So due to this Lorentz force, electron moves in a circular path. So centripetal force experienced by an electron, it is also given as mv square by r, where m is mass of an electron, v it is the square of velocity, and r be the radius in which the electron is moving inside the magnetic field. Now just equating the two forces, now equating above equation 1 and 2 we get, so q v b equals to m v square by r, velocity gets cancelled, q b equals to m v by r, or r equals to m v by q b. Okay, so from this equation we can calculate the radius of the electron beam that is moving inside the magnetic field. Also from this equation we can calculate the frequency and time period. So we know, so as we have studied this in class 11 in circular motion, so velocity will be equals to omega r. So our relation will be, or so r equals to mv by qb, or r will be equals to m. If I just replace velocity by omega r and qb, r gets cancelled. So our equation will be qb equals to m omega. Again we know omega can be replaced by m 2 pi f, because omega will be equals to 2 pi f. So we can calculate frequency will be equals to qb by 2 pi m. So if we just take the inverse of this frequency, also we can calculate the time period, qb by 2 pi m. So from this equation we can calculate the radius of the electron, also frequency and time period. So when the electron moves inside the magnetic field, its direction will change, but its magnitude will be always constant.